Welcome to the SDCOE BITSA Induction Program Support Provider Orientation. This orientation is a new concept based on realizing that there really is a need to provide an overview of the program every year as we make subtle changes from year to year. Your program coordinators include Tammy Harris, who runs the South County Hub, Shive Jones, who oversees the North County Inland and Virtual Hubs, and Jill Rothtellier, who works with the East County Hub. Our support staff include Mary Ramirez and Josie Vella, and we can be contacted at bitsa@sdcoe.net. So even though support providers understand the fact work, there's a lot of additional evidence and structure pieces that are not part of the fact training, and like I said, are changed subtly from year to year. So we're going to take a look at that today, beginning with the program structure. Now, any district with 6 or more participating teachers has a district lead. So you as a support provider very likely have a district lead who you would work with to answer any of your questions, and that person is the same person who probably paired you up with your participating teacher, since district leads determine the support provider participating teacher pairing. District leads draw on their experience and expertise to establish all the due dates, meeting dates, and so forth. So your district lead is really your go-to person. The district leads work with hub leads, and we have 5 hubs around the county, and the hubs are really the regions of the county where the districts lie under. And SDCOE, your 3 coordinators, we work with the hub leads to ensure that all the information is disseminated and that everybody is supported. These are the support provider roles and responsibilities, which are also outlined in your Memorandum of Understanding. The Memorandum of Understanding is a document that you will sign and submit to our program. Please take 30 seconds to look over this list, and then we will talk about them. If you're a support provider who's already been trained through SDCOE's BITSA induction program, you no longer need to attend the required 3 days of fact training. But if you are a new support provider to our program, you must attend the 3 days of fact training. There will be fact verification meetings that are mandatory for all support providers and participating teachers throughout the year. These dates will be provided to you by your district lead. Your district lead may also have some other meeting dates that are required, so please check in with your district lead to see what those meeting dates are. We know that the premise of the program is to create a trusting, supportive, safe environment for participating teachers in order to give them opportunities to take some risks and actually grow. So confidentiality is very important in your relationship with your participating teacher. Now, we also know that if students are in danger at any time, that's when confidentiality does not need to be adhered to. So you will also be assisting and monitoring participating teachers' completion of all their fact modules and evidence, reviewing their work prior to their submitting it for review, making contact with the participating teacher for roughly an hour a week. We know that that time depends on the level of support that your participating teacher needs. Maintain regular communication with your district lead and complete monthly logs and surveys as required by the program. This program is based on the idea of action research, which is the plan, teach, reflect, and apply cycle. The idea here is that we want to give our teachers all the tools they need to be able to problem solve and continue improving their practice even when they no longer have a support provider. So during the first year, participating teachers participate in action research through an initial cycle and then through the full action research cycle. The initial cycle is the data collection where they complete the context for teaching and learning and the assessment of teaching and learning. So this is who are my students? What kind of culture am I working in with my school district, with my school, my community? And then we have this data collection phase, which is who am I as a teacher? When you put these two together, then you can come up with an area of focus. And that's exactly what happens during second semester. So the initial cycle is during first semester. The action research cycle during second semester is the inquiry into teaching and learning. And this is where the participating teachers focus on an area of growth. So data collection is historically known as modules A and B. And then the inquiry is the full action research cycle, historically known as module C. This is completed during second semester. Participating teachers during their second year of teaching complete the only one piece of the initial cycle, and that is their context for teaching and learning. That would be the Module A. Who are my students? What kind of community am I teaching in? What is the culture of my district? And so on. And then they focus on an area of growth during the latter part of first semester, and that becomes their first inquiry during year two. And then during second semester, they complete their second inquiry. So they do two full action research cycles during year two. So if you are a new support provider, you've received a support provider handbook at the FACT training. If you're a veteran support provider, you already have a support provider handbook. For those of you who are veteran support providers, you should know that there have been some changes to some of the documentation that participating teachers are required to complete. You can find those documents in Haiku, where you will be able to access all the documents for year one and year two. So in your resources tab of your binder, you should have the California standards for the teaching profession. You should also have a copy of the induction program standards. If not, these can also be found in Haiku under the program standards, which would be the third or fourth page down. Okay. So behind the Year 1 tab, we have 11 pieces of documentation. This is evidence that participating teachers must complete with your support on the bigger pieces while they can complete the smaller pieces on their own. So they have a memorandum of understanding, observation, reflection, and write-up, context for teaching and learning. That's the Module A. That's part of the initial cycle. Participants will also complete a fall survey and then complete assessment of teaching and learning, which is Module B, and then an initial self-assessment. Okay. This actually all occurs during fall semester, and then during in January, they will complete an individual induction plan, complete another observation, reflection, and write-up. And to clarify, these observation, reflection, and write-ups are items that participating teachers complete. So the observation is an observation that the participating teacher completes by going out and observing another teacher, reflecting on it, and then completing a write-up. A spring survey, and then they jump into the action research of the inquiry, complete a final self-assessment, and then the end of the year colloquium, which occurs usually in May. Now, behind the Year 2 tab of your Support Provider Handbook, these are the items that you should see. And these items are very similar to Year 1. The only difference being that the individual induction plan and the inquiry into teaching and learning actually begins in the fall, because if you remember, they're not doing an assessment of teaching and learning, also known as Module B, during their second year of participating in the program. So another way to look at it is through this 2-year journey. Participating teachers start their journey here. These are the various items that are due in order to complete Year 1. And then again, these are the various items that are due and that must be completed in order to complete Year 2. So what does that mean for you as a support provider? In front of you, you should have a Year 1 journey for support providers and a Year 2 journey for support providers. So let's take a look at this. The Year 1 journey aligns with the Year 1 piece right here in the 2-year journey for participating teachers. And the Year 2 journey aligns with the Year 2 journey of the 2-year journey for participating teachers. So what we would like for you to do is take a look at your support journey beginning in Year 1. What do you see as timelines here, and what do you see as items that you can begin doing right now, and things that you can do to support your participating teacher? So please take some time with your district lead and with your fellow support providers to take a look at this Year 1 journey and also the Year 2 journey to determine what it's going to look like for you, how you're going to support your participating teacher during this time, and what do the dates look like? What kind of a timeline are you working under? Once you do this, then you can go get them and do an awesome job and work with your participating teachers to ensure that they successfully complete the program to clear their credential. Thank you.